Evening all. So today what we're going to look at is how to get the CREODRON LAV, which is a special edition 10 use I guess special thingamajig that you can get. Now to do this you need to download PlayStation Home, which is kind of a social networking thing, and naturally I'm going to take this seriously as I possibly can, and I'm not in any way creating a kind of Cleveland lookalike. I was actually watching Richard Pryor in concert last night and it was helly funny, so I thought I'd just create a bit of a tribute to Mr. Pryor. Anyway, so what you can do is you can put any kind of person, any kind of hairdo, any kind of clothes. So you know, naturally you should do something fitting and becoming of the situation. So I quite like the idea of giving this guy a big afro, and then I thought, why not have a pink afro? Anyway, so the game is really, you know, well, it's not really a game. This is PlayStation Home. So as you can see, it's kind of like a social networking thing. So if you've ever played Second Life, I myself have never played it, but I'm told this is like it. And it was pretty alright actually, there's nothing particularly wrong with it. It's a bit of a bugger to navigate though. It took me probably about 40 minutes to figure out, firstly, how to dance, because that's naturally quite important, and secondly it took me ages to figure out where I'm supposed to go to for the freebie. So what I actually then figured out was you need to go to the Event Horizon Lounge, and if you read the description, that's CCP Games HQ. So just download it and then load it up, and then here we are. Now it's pretty splendid, isn't it? I think it's supposed to be like the entertainment deck of the war barge or something, which is pretty cool. Bartender's not bad either. But basically it's you know, it's well worth looking at. I think a lot of people will kind of snort derision at the thought of even trying a social networking thing on a PlayStation. But it was interesting. I was quite surprised at how good their environment was that they had built. So feel free, come look round. I've edited a little bit of, I've edited it to be succinct. I'm not kind of showing everything because, you know, I want you to kind of explore it yourself. But what you do need to do is come up to the recruiter if you need to kind of figure out what's going on. Fair bit of good information from this dude as well. And there you can see exclusive Dust 514 vehicle. So that's pretty much what we're after today. Now, again, you can kind of just have a look round. There's loads to look and do and see in this particular part of the war barge. Some interesting people also logged in, which is worth looking at. Now, to win this, or rather to get your limited edition, you need to go and play a game of Slay. That's Slay, which is, I guess, a kind of weird board game, but we'll get to that. Again, more dancing, because you know we've got to try and impress this recruiter. Again, I don't actually know why you dance. It's a whole thing of the social network thing. It just completely passed me by, the whole Second Life thing. But anyway, it seems to have made that guy laugh, or if it's a human or whatever it is. Looks like a big bottle opener. Anyway, so you then have to kind of just run around, and you eventually find the Slay Zone, or whatever it's called. And Slay is some kind of board game, which looks pretty cool. And I have no idea how to play it, so again, I'm not going to show you a great deal. I'm just going to speed up the footage as quick as I can. But it's like a board game, I guess, if you're used to Risk or something like that. It's pretty familiar. And again, I would stress, it didn't take a lot of effort to get to this point once you know what to do. And again, to play a game of Slay, it's pretty much about moving pieces around. But I would highly stress you actually learn to play it better than I did, because I was pretty terrible at it. And as you can see, no idea really what I'm really doing. It's similar to Risk. It's all about kind of the ability to move pieces around. But I would imagine this is something that we're going to see more of. Certainly from CCP in terms of the mini games. And it wasn't terrible. It was actually quite good when I could figure out how to play it. And then, you know, basically I lost. So you can see, just sped that up, blah, 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 and red won. Now, it's worth stating you don't actually need to win the game to get the LAV. Once you've done that, just head on over back to the central bit, and as you can see, then you head to this dude. And you come back to the recruiter. You have to watch each of the videos. So you see these like kind of video slices. Now, again, I'm not going to show you these. You can watch them yourself. They're pretty good and well done. I'm just going to show you the very quick intro to each of the 4 races. And then you have to walk to the next one, then it shows you the Galante one. Then again, I've edited it all out. But then you walk to the Amar one, and it shows you the Amar one. You know, it's not a chore. Seriously, it took you know, seconds to do. And then once you've watched all 4, then N1 is the Methana. Once you've watched all 4, you can then go to the kiosk, the recruitment kiosk, which is this thing here. and voila, you get your code. Now, I know what you're thinking. Haha, I'm going to use his code. I've already used it. Don't be clever. But then you take that code, then you go to PlayStation Store. I actually did that out of PlayStation Home. I don't know if you can do it in, but I just went to the back to the front page of PS3, and then I redeemed the code, entered the code, and then it gives me my rather splendid CREODRON Methana, whatever that's called, Methana or Methana. And then you basically just go straight to your Dust game, and then what it gives you is the option to then select which character you want to apply the 10 units to, and in the case I selected CEO, and there we go, I've got my CREODRON Methana. Methana. And what you then can do with it is fit it. Now we'll take a quick look at fitting of this thing. It's not well, it's a good LAV, but it's not particularly, you know, brain surgery or brain rocket science, whatever, to fit it. It's a pretty, you know, good LAV. Armor is obviously what it would prefer rather than shield, so you got your 3 slots there. So I'm just going to put a plate, a hardener, and a repper on it. And I'm told reliably that these things can tank swarm launchers quite well, and not permanently, but they can withstand it. But I still think a forge gun is going to make a mess of it. Now, bearing in mind these are limited editions, so once you've used all your 10, that's pretty much it. Unless you go and create more accounts with PSN, and you actually then basically set up and you get another 10 on another character. But again, there's nothing stopping you doing that. But it's limited to the account, so I can't get it on my other characters on the same account. Anyway, this thing I think you could do a fair bit with. You could put a fair bit of power onto it, and then power extension onto it, and then you can maybe do a CRU and then an afterburner. That makes it a pretty decent fit. But I'd probably say it's worth, you know, well worth a good look around. In terms of what you could do with it. Maybe one for court battles, maybe one just for the collectors among you. But I would stress it's really easy to get. So, you know, if you've got a spare, I don't know, 10 minutes, it's probably all it will take. Just get PlayStation Home downloaded, get onto it, get onto a game of Slay, play a game of Slay in the Event Horizon Lounge, and then go and watch the videos, go and claim your prize, and then you get 10 of these. So that's pretty good. Okay, there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.